Welcome to the farm.
Welcome to the farm. I'm Justin. Today we're up by our pigs because we're going to do some work with our animals. Let's get started. So we're going to do a little bit of chores today. We're going to take care of feeding our animals, giving them some water, probably cleaning out some bedding, and then we got some other little repairs to do around the farm. But we're going to start by getting all the feed for the different animals. So right now we don't have too many animals on the farm. We have our 2 pigs. We have our 14 or 15 new egg layers that we just picked up this winter. And we have Cadence's 5 egg-laying chickens. Now that we got all the feed loaded up, we can go ahead and get our water. Normally we do 1 5-gallon bucket in the morning, 1 5-gallon bucket in the afternoon. Refresh the waters, give the chickens new water, top off the pig water. Today I'm going to do a little bit more because I think we're going to change out the water in the pig trough. So before we go ahead and feed and put new water into these chickens, I'm going to take the water insulator out and I'm going to clean this coop out. Normally we don't clean the coops out in winter. We just do the deep litter method where we keep adding fresh bedding to the old bedding, and then in spring we'll just do one big clean out. But aside from one real cold stretch, it's been a really warm winter and it's not really freezing up, so I'm going to take the opportunity and just give the coop one more good clean. We'll start by emptying all the straw and bedding out of the nest boxes, just dumping it right on the floor, and then we'll shovel it out of the coop and into the front end loader. Then we can go dump all that old bedding in our compost pile. Now we can put the new bedding in the coop. We'll start by breaking up some of the flakes and putting that in the nest boxes for them to make nests. The rest of it we'll just kind of leave in clumps on the floor, spread out a little bit, but the chickens will have fun breaking it apart and they'll spread it for us. With the straw in, we can put the insulator back in, the feed back in, the bowl back in, add our water, and this coop is all done. Up next is taking care of our baby egg layers. We'll start by giving them some fresh feed and some grit. The feed we have doesn't have grit mixed in, and they're not out on any dirt or anything to get grit naturally. So we're putting it in with the feed to help them break their food down. So next we're going to swap out the water for these guys, and we have a heated waterer. Normally we wouldn't do something like that. We would use our insulator just like we did in the other coop. Unfortunately, when we got these chickens, they were just too small and they wouldn't be able to drink out of the insulator. And even getting like a heated plate with a galvanized water wouldn't work because it would have been up too high for them. So we ended up going this route. They're probably big enough now where we could put an insulator in and put a bowl, but we're just going to go with the heated water for now. They're used to it and we want to make sure they stay hydrated over the winter. And with that, the babies are taken care of. They are growing really nice and looking really good. We're really happy with that. And now we can start taking care of our pigs. The first thing we're going to do is turn off the fence and the water heater, and then we're going to give our pigs feed so that way we can get in there and work without them bothering us. Originally I had planned on changing the pig bedding just like I did with the chickens, but as I started kind of poking around in there, the bedding looks really good. It's still really dry, so I'm just going to fluff it up. We don't provide heat for the pigs at all, so we put a lot of bedding in there so they can get in there, nestle in, and bury themselves in the straw to stay warm overnight in the winter. Now with the bedding taken care of, we're going to swap out the pig's water. Basically all I'm going to do is dump it out, add a little fresh water, swish it around in there, make sure it's all cleaned out, dump that out, and then refill it. Unfortunately, we don't have enough buckets outside to do this all in one trip, so I had to make a second trip and get 3 more buckets of water. That stock tank heater that we have for the pigs here is working great. We just put that in a few videos ago. I was a little concerned about how far it was away from the barn and how much power it would draw along with the electric fence and tripping the circuit, but it's been holding up and working really well and definitely keeping the water from freezing. Even during that cold snap we had where it was hitting negative 35 degree Fahrenheit wind chills, still kept the water from freezing. Okay, so now that we got all the animals fed and watered, got the coops cleaned out, everything ready for them, we got a couple things we got to fix. First, we got to fix this hinge on this door here. That's coming apart, not holding together. I knew pigs were tough on things. I didn't know how tough on things they really were. These eye bolts are actually bent almost 90 degrees from them coming and pushing on the door. This used to be sticking straight out, and this used to be sticking straight out and kept the door past 90 degrees. And now you can see how far it pushes closed just because they bent these eye bolts. I'm not going to do anything with that. I like that the door kind of bends over in winter because it kind of helps keep the wind out of them since everything blows kind of this way. So I'm gonna leave that for now, but we need to get this hinge fixed before this door falls off. The way I'm gonna fix this hinge is pull out the little construction screws I have in there now, and I'm gonna install some small leg bolts that I had in the barn. Hopefully the leg bolts will hold up a lot better to the pigs pushing on the door. Now I need to make a little modification to the pig feeder that I just built a few weeks ago. This bottom board that I put in the front to keep the hay in is actually working too well, and I don't think the pigs are coming up and eating as much hay as they should be. So I'm going to remove that so they have easier access to the bottom of the hay feeder. And now we plug the fence and heater back in, and the pigs are done. So the last thing we're going to fix today is this door. The screws pulled out of the door frame, making the door unusable. The hinges I used and screws I used were more of a decorative hinge. They weren't really built for what I'm doing with them. So we're going to take these hinges off, put on a more heavy duty, like full door hinge, and hopefully that'll hold up a little bit better. I was tempted to just take this door off since we don't really use the run that much anymore, as this is a brooder. But since we're going to be having these chickens in here for a while, as they get bigger, they're going to need some more space. So we're going to end up opening the door and letting them out because it's going to be a while before we get them into their actual coop, which won't be until spring because we want to give the coop a real good clean before we move the new chickens in there. All right, so the door should work again now. That's good. It's not going to close completely all the way because of the extension cord, but I'll have to adjust those locks here. But it opens and closes. Let's adjust those locks right away. So I think that'll be it for this video. Hopefully you guys enjoyed seeing some of the animal upkeep and just regular maintenance stuff that we kind of have to do here and there as things break on the farm. I want to say thank you so much for watching. We really appreciate it. And we'll see you in the next one. Bye.